1.
So this is a Sachertorte. It's probably the most famous food from Austria. As you can see, it's a kind of chocolate cake. It's quite plain, really, and it's got apricot jam in the middle. On the top and sides, it's covered with dark chocolate, which has a nice bitter taste. It's often served with thick cream.
2.
Okay, so this is a tagine. It's a kind of stew. There are several types of tagine. This one is quite a typical one. It's made with pieces of lamb cooked in a thick sauce with onions and spices. The tagine has some honey in it, so it tastes quite sweet. The tagine itself is mild. It doesn't have chilies in it, but it tastes really nice with chili sauce. Here in Morocco, we usually eat tagine with bread.
3.
These are called vegetable spring rolls. They're really popular in Vietnam. There are many different sorts of spring roll. Sometimes the rolls are not cooked, but these ones are fried. They're filled with raw vegetables, fresh herbs, and boiled noodles. You dip them into this sauce to give them extra flavor. The sauce has lime juice in it to make it sour, chili to make it spicy, and some sugar so it's quite sweet. They are served as part of a meal or as a snack.
4.
These are scones. It's a sort of cake, but less sweet than a cake. They're baked in the oven, and the traditional way to eat them here in Britain is to cut them in half and cover them with strawberry or raspberry jam, and then put cream on top of the jam. You can also have savoury scones without sugar. Cheese scones, for example, are quite popular, though my favourite are the sweet ones. You can eat them at room temperature, or you can heat them in the oven. Personally, I like them warm.
Millions of years ago, people hunted for food and ate it immediately. But they soon realized they could keep their food for longer if they protected it. So, the world's first food containers were made from animal skins and large leaves. Water was kept in coconut shells and dried vegetable skins. Metal containers, or cans, were invented in 1810 by a French chef called Monsieur Appert. The Emperor Napoleon offered a prize to anyone who could find a way of keeping food safe for soldiers in battle, and that award was won by Appert. His invention preserved food beautifully, but those first cans were made of iron, so they were incredibly heavy. But carrying them wasn't the only problem. Opening them was almost impossible. Some cans even had instructions to open them with a hammer and a knife. Soldiers usually shot them open with their guns. At the beginning of the 1800s, cans were made by hand. By the end of the 1800s, cans were produced by machine and made from a much lighter metal, so they were easier to carry. But the problem of getting into the cans lasted much, much longer. Several can openers were invented, but they were all difficult to use, and you could cut your fingers very badly. The safe modern tin opener, the sort with 2 rolling wheels and a turning key, wasn't invented until 1925. Nowadays, over 18 billion cans are produced every year in the UK alone. If you put all those cans together, end to end, you could make a track to the moon 3 times.